on May 25, 1935, at the Big Ten Track and Field Championships at an athletic field in the University of Michigan, Jesse Owens sat nursing his injured back. He was not really sure whether he would be able to complete even one race that day. He consulted his university coach, Larry Snyder, and they decided that Owens should just take one event at a time. After each event, they would decide whether Owens would participate in the next, depending on how bad Owens' back felt. At 3:15 p.m., Owens ran in the 100-yard dash. He finished with an official time of 9.4 seconds, equaling the world record. 10 minutes later, in the long jump event, Owens jumped only once to avoid straining his back. Jumpers usually get 3 jumps, of which the longest jump counts. Incredibly, Owens bettered the world record by half a foot in his single jump. This world record lasted for 25 years before it was beaten. More was to follow. At 3:34 p.m., Owens ran in the 220-yard race, breaking the world record for that event too. And finally, in the 220-yard hurdles, Owens broke yet another world record. At the end of a mere 45 minutes after he started, Owens had equaled one athletic record and broken 3. For most sports experts, this was the single greatest and finest athletics performance ever recorded in sports. How did the son, the youngest of 7 children, of a poor African-American tenant farmer from rural America, become a world-renowned athlete? James Cleveland Owens was born in 1913 in the southern United States. When he was 9, the family moved to the city of Ohio in the northeastern United States. On being asked his name at his new school, he replied, J.C. Owens, but the teacher misheard him, and his name was noted in the school as Jesse Owens. The name stuck, and that was the name he was known by for the rest of his life. Jesse discovered a deep passion for athletics, especially running, when he was in junior high school. However, to help his family, Jesse had to work part-time jobs in his free time. Since Jesse could not stay on after school to practice, he was working at a shoe repair shop in the evenings. His school coach, Charles Riley, allowed Jesse to practice early in the morning, before classes. Owens always said that he owed his success to the support he received from Riley. His dedication to athletics continued during his later school years, when he became famous after his performance at the National High School Championship in Chicago in 1933. He equaled the world record at that time for the 100-yard dash and jumped an exceptional 7.56 meters in the long jump. Owens had become a national figure in athletics. Given the Owens' slender means, it would have been difficult for him to continue with athletics, but luckily his father found a steady job. Owens could now attend college at the Ohio State University. There, he soon came to be known as the Buckeye Bullet, in recognition of his speed on the track. Owens' 45-minute feat of athletic excellence came when he was enrolled at the Ohio State University. Owens' next great moment was during the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. By this time, Owens was a world-renowned athlete whose feats were already spoken of with awe. Over the space of a week, Owens demonstrated to the world at large his dominance of track and field events. On the 3rd of August, 1936, Jesse won his first gold medal for the 100 meters event. This was followed on the 4th of August, 1936, by the long jump. Owens had nearly been disqualified from this event. His first 2 jumps in the qualifying round had been declared foul, as he had crossed the takeoff line on both attempts. Owens was flustered because he was now left with only 1 jump to qualify. At this moment, one of the other competitors, Luz Long, decided to give him some advice. Luz told Owens to jump from a distance way before the takeoff line for the final jump. He was sure that Owens could easily jump the qualifying distance, even with a jump from a distance that was well short of the takeoff mark. Owens took his advice and qualified on his last jump. Eventually, Owens beat Long in the finals to win the gold medal, and Long was the first to congratulate him. Owens declared later, "You can melt down all the medals and cups I have, and they wouldn't be plating on the 24-karat friendship I felt for Luz Long at that moment." On the 5th of August 1936, Owens went on to win the 200-meter gold medal. And finally, on the 9th of August 1936, the 4x100-meter relay sprint was won by the American team, which included Owens. This was an unbelievable achievement and was unequaled for 48 years till the 1984 Olympics. Jesse Owens, an underprivileged young man who could never have dreamt of this kind of fame, had taken the athletic world by storm in the space of just 4 years. Unfortunately, this great athlete would never be seen again in amateur competitions. The financial situation of his family meant that he wanted to take advantage of his newfound fame to earn money as a professional athlete who would be paid for participating in events. But this worked against him, as Owens could no longer compete in international events like the Olympics, where only amateur athletes could participate. This meant that there were fewer people willing to sponsor him, and the large financial benefits that Owens was expecting never materialized. Towards the later years, Owens was appointed a Goodwill Ambassador for the United States, traveling the world as a representative of the country. Owens later traveled to Germany again for the 1972 Munich Olympics. Owens died in 1980, leaving an almost unparalleled benchmark for later athletes.